Good morning, children. Today we are studying chapter 2, sectors of Indian economy. That is in economics second chapter, sectors of the Indian economy. You know that India has more than 130 crores of people. They are living in India. These 130 crores of people they are living in India. They engage in various activities for their livelihood. For their livelihood, they engage in different kinds of activities. That we can divide these economic activities into three. First one, primary activity. Second one, secondary activity, and third one is tertiary activity. Before explaining about primary activity, secondary activity, and tertiary activity, I want to explain about what are economic activities. Economic activities that results of goods and services and are value to the national income are called economic activities. Once again, I want to explain the activities. It means that more than 130 crores of people they are living in India. They engage in different kinds of activities for their livelihood. These activities we can call as economic activities. These activities that are the result of goods and services. They are producing goods and services. You know that goods are produced by the primary sector peoples. That is agriculture related occupations. That I will explain later. I will explain. Afterwards, you try to understand the activities that results of goods and services. The people they more than 130 crores of people they engage in various types of activities, various types of sectors. These sectors are primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. Either they may be in the primary sector, or maybe in the secondary sector, or maybe in the tertiary sector. I will explain later. First, try to understand what are economic activities. These people they engage in different kinds of activities that results of goods and services. As a result, they produce different kinds of goods and services. If they are engaged in agriculture, definitely they produce agricultural products. That they produce, that is goods. Then secondary sector they engage in the industrial sector. These primary sector agriculture and other occupations we can call as primary sector, and they produce goods. These goods will be transformed in the factories, and make it as finished products. That is in the secondary sector, that is industrial sector. These natural products that are produced by these farmers that change us in the factories and produce and make it as finished products in the secondary sector. That is related to the secondary sector. And the third one is the service sector. We are doing that service. Teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, all are doing these in this tertiary sector. That is banking sector. And all other sections we can these are all service sector. We can call it as service sector. So people they produce goods and services. We know that these activities as a result they produce goods and services and add value to the national income. They are giving value to the national income. You know that what is national income? Income of a country of the people. So all these people, more than 130 crores of people, their income, aggregate income of all these people we can call it as national income. What is national income? National income is the aggregate or the total income of the people in India that we can in a year. That is called national income. This is called national income. That if we increase the national income, it means that goods and services produced by the people that increase the national income of the country. That is called economic activities. Once again, I will explain the activities that result of goods and services add value to the national income. That is adding value to the national income. That is called economic activities. Once again, I will explain the activities that results of goods and these people's more than 120 crores of people they are living in India. In this 120 crores of people, they produce goods and services and add value to the national. That is adding value to the national income. That is called economic activities. In examination, several times asked about what are economic activities. Economic activities that result of goods and services and add value to the national income are called economic activities. Then next we want to know about these economic activities. We can divide into three. That is primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. They engage in various economic activities that we can call as sectors. These sectors are first one is primary sector, second that is secondary sector, tertiary that is the third sector. Prime means first we can say that prime means first, or we can say base. This is the base of the first that we can call as primary. That word comes from prime. So the first sector that we can call as primary sector. So we can primary sector includes agriculture and allied occupation. What is allied? Allied means related occupations. Agriculture and related occupations we can call it as primary. agrarian economy, because people, most of the people, they engage in agriculture. In this agriculture, if they engage in agriculture, they no need of this high skill and other knowledge. They know the basic knowledge. That is why we say that this is a base or the primary occupations or primary sector. They know the base. So traditional farmers are there. They do not have much knowledge about agriculture, but they learned from their forefathers how to cultivate. Like that, they cultivate. That farming we can call as traditional farming. Through traditions only they learn about all these things. But nowadays farming that is totally changed. That scientific method of farming already adopted in our country. Scientific method of cultivation already started. So that economic development has happened in our country. Next we want to study about the secondary sector. First, but one thing you remember that these 130 crores of people are there in India. These people, most of these people, mainly 70% of the people, they engage in agriculture. That is why I said that more people, they engage in the primary activities than the secondary activities and tertiary activities. You know that in India, most of the people, they are engaged in the primary activities rather than secondary activities and tertiary activities. They give more importance to primary activities because people are searching for job. They won't get the job. So they traditionally they will engage in farming and other occupations. That is called the primary occupation for agriculture and allied occupations. I hope that you understand about the primary occupation. Primary occupation that you have a great scope in India because our climate is suitable for agriculture. Our climate is suitable for our soil, climate, and our mountains are especially suitable for agriculture. Most of the people they engage in agriculture. That is the primary occupation. That is the first sector of the economic activity. That is primary occupation. Secondary occupation. Secondary occupation. Secondary occupation, it means that these primary occupation, actually these natural products are producing by these farmers. Farmers, they produce agricultural products. These are natural products. We can say that these are all natural products. These natural products that is converting into factories. You know that is converting into factories and produce other finished products. For example, cotton. To make it as in the factories, they change it as cotton cloths or dress materials. That is changed in the factories, so that there will be a transformation or a change that happened in the factories. That is why secondary sector is always called as the industrial sector. Secondary sector is always called industrial sector. Secondary sector we can call it as industrial sector. So once again, secondary sector is called industrial sector. Why? Because in these natural products that will be transformed in the factories or industries and changed it as finished products. The raw materials we can call it as natural items, natural products. These natural products are transformed into finished products and that will be happen in the industries. So this sector is industrial sector. Through industries only all these changes happen. So that you understand that you learn about the secondary sector. The secondary sector we can call it as industrial sector. Next, the third one is the tertiary sector. The third sector is the tertiary sector. It means that service sector. You know, this one is the agriculture and allied occupations. Here is industrial sector, and the third one is the service sector. What is service? Transport. You know that the services are teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, banking, and all other sections we can call it as tertiary sector because they are producing business. They are producing service. Service is very important in the country for the development of the country. Service is very essential. Many developed countries they give more importance to this sector. Which sector? Service sector or tertiary sector. We will learn about what are the importance of tertiary sector in the Indian economy later. Now let us understand about the tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is the third sector in the economic activities. When we learn about the economic activities, first one primary sector. Second one is industrial sector, that is secondary sector, and the third one is tertiary sector or service sector. This service sector includes transportation, communication, ITs, information technology, ATM booth, banking sector, and all these sectors we can call it as tertiary sector or service sector. These service sectors have great prominent or proficient in this service sector. Service sector is more important, or we can say tertiary sector is more important. That is why many countries they engage in this tertiary sector. They give more importance to service sector than the secondary sector and the primary sector. That countries, developed countries, but in countries like developing countries like India, we give more importance to agriculture. Moreover, people they engage in agriculture. More than 70% of people they are engaged in this agriculture and allied occupations. Not only agriculture, fishing, then forestry, dairy, mining, all these things includes this primary sector, because it is allied or related occupations to agriculture. I hope that you understand about what are economic activities and which are the different sectors, economic activities, different sectors like primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. And I hope that you understood about all these things. Once again, I want to tell the sectors of the Indian. Once again, you will listen the chapter name sectors of the Indian economy. In our country's economy, we want to analyze, we want to study, and we want to know about the importance of primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. In examination, we ask what are the difference between primary sector and secondary sector, or differentiate between primary sector and secondary sector. Primary sector, that is agriculture and allied or related occupations, we can call it as primary sector. That is the base of economy, because more than 70% of the people that are engaged in agriculture, they give more importance to agriculture, they engage in these activities, they give importance to fishing, forestry, dairy, agriculture, etc. Then moreover, this is the base or the prime of this sector, of the economic sector. Second one is the secondary sector, that is industrial sector. That is in industrial sector, the natural products that change into or transforms into finished products through industry. That is important. Through industry. So that is industrial sector. The next one is tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is always called service sector. Tertiary sector is always called service sector. In the service sector, they are giving more importance to the services. Those who are doing the services, they should have proper knowledge, proper skill, and they will be adopted technology. Then they can produce the services. They can produce the services. Teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, banking sector, banks, ATM, information technology. All these sectors are under this service sector. I hope that you understood about primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. All these sectors are very important in the development of our economy, and these economies produce goods and services. Goods and services. They add value to goods and services. They add value to goods and services. They produce these people. They engage in various activities. Why people are engaged in various activities? In order to live better, for their livelihood, for their daily needs, for their daily expense. In order to get income, they produce the goods as well as service to the economy, so that these goods and services that add value to the national income. Important, that add value to the national income of our country. That is not economic activities. That is nothing but economic activities. I hope that now you understand what is economic activity, which are the different types of economic activities like primary, secondary, tertiary. What is primary sector? What is secondary sector? What is tertiary sector? Example primary sector, example secondary sector, example of tertiary sector. I hope that you understood it very well. Then next thing I want to explain, that is GDP. Sometimes you may hear about this word GDP. What is GDP? Gross domestic products. What is gross domestic products? It means that the final value of goods and services that we can call as GDP. I told you that goods and services are produced. These goods and services produced, and that income is produced, and the total income of these goods and services that together that development happened, that we can call as GDP or gross domestic products produced or products. These GDP will be increased when this value of goods and services will be more. If value of goods and services will be more and produce more, the sum of production, always I will tell you that the sum of production in the three sectors, the sum of the production in the three sectors is primary, secondary, Once again listen. This primary plus secondary plus tertiary is equal to what? GDP. What is GDP? The primary sector that produce goods, the secondary sector that also produce goods but finished products in the factories, but tertiary sector service. So these goods and services, the sum total of, once again I will explain very simply, you can listen and understand properly. The sum total of the sum of production in the three sectors: primary, secondary, tertiary. The sum of production in the three sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. The sum of production in the three sectors like primary, secondary, and tertiary together we can call it as GDP. Once again I will tell, the sum of production in the three sectors gives what is called GDP. That is called as GDP. What is GDP? In examination, abbreviation of GDP, the full form of GDP that I ask them, that we can write that gross domestic product. What is that? Gross domestic product. Gross domestic product. That is GDP. What is GDP? Gross domestic product. What is the definition of GDP? The sum of production of three sectors like primary, secondary, tertiary. The sum of production of the three sectors like primary, secondary, and tertiary produce, that is called GDP or gross domestic product. The GDP rate will increase in the developed economy. In a developed economy, in a developed country, GDP will be more. Why? Because primary sector produce things, goods, secondary sector also produce finished goods in the industries, tertiary sector services are more, so that the development may happen. That is nothing but GDP. That is GDP. I hope that you understand. That is nothing but GDP. GDP rate increase means that the development of a country that happened, that country become developed. If GDP rate will be more, no doubt at all that a country will develop. That is that is why we give more importance to GDP. If GDP goes down, definitely it means that the country's economic development that goes down. So value to the final goods, or otherwise I can say that the value of final goods or goods and services in the three sectors like primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors. These three sectors that the development happened, it means that GDP will increase. The sum total of the primary, secondary, and tertiary, these three sectors, then definitely what will happen, the GDP rate will increase, or gross domestic product that rate will increase. I hope that what is GDP, the importance of GDP. That is nothing but GDP. GDP rate increase, definitely that country will develop. GDP rate that goes down, it means that the development of the country that goes down, the economy is going down. Economic depression that happen in that country. So give importance to GDP, then the country will develop. For developing the GDP, definitely people they have to work very hard. They have to work very hard so they can produce goods and services. So that they can produce goods and services. I hope that you understood about GDP. Next topic we are discussing about the importance of tertiary sector. Importance of tertiary sector. Next topic, that is importance of tertiary sector. Importance of tertiary sector. Why we are giving importance to tertiary sector? Because only through tertiary sector only a country can develop. A country can develop, or GDP rate importance to tertiary sector. Which sector? Tertiary sector. They give more importance to tertiary sector. For the development of tertiary sector or service sector, human development, that they give importance to human development, human resource development, that is called HRD, giving importance to HRD. What is HRD? Human resource development, that is nothing but the human resource development. Human resource development, giving importance to human resource development. What is human resource development? Human beings become the most valuable resource when they are giving importance to education, when they are giving proper education and proper training, they definitely they become human resource. The human resource can be achieved, the human resource development can be achieved by giving proper training. Nowadays, the capacity building programs are there. In all the sectors, there will be capacity building programs so that they can read, they can develop, and they can use technology also. Once they use the technology, definitely human resource development can happen. In earlier days, that time there is no technology that will be adopted for teaching learning process. Nowadays, you know that in teaching learning process we are using modern technologies. When the modern technologies that will be taken, that time human resource development will happen. In order to achieve this technological advancement, they should have proper skill and knowledge. So that once they achieve skill and knowledge, definitely technology will be adopted. Then definitely human resource development may happen. What is resource? Just I want to know. I want to tell you what is resource. Anything that satisfies human need is called resource. You know that now I am teaching you this subject economics, chapter 2, sectors of Indian economy. I told you about the primary, secondary, tertiary sector, importance of GDP, then what are economic activities, what is primary sector, what is secondary sector, the importance of tertiary sector, examples and all the matters I explained you earlier. That if you understood all these things, how you understand it? Because I become a resource. If I become a resource, then only you will get a proper knowledge. When you get a proper knowledge, when you apply in your life, you will be technology advancement. You will have wisdom. You will have knowledge. Then you apply in your daily life. Definitely, you will be the human resource development happens. You will get proper knowledge, proper education. Then your skill will be achieved. You have a skill, and definitely you become a resource for the nation. That is called the HRD or human resource development. I hope you understood about what is resource, what is HRD or human resource development. Developed countries giving more importance to which sector? Tertiary sector. I hope that you understood about this importance of tertiary sector. The next I want to discuss that in any country the basic service like a post and telegraph, basic services like a post and telegraph. These are basic services. Basic services like a post and telegraph. Like a post and telegraph, police stations, then court, village administrative office, village administrative office, village administrative office. These are all basic services. Village administrative office, then municipal corporations. These are all basic services. These basic services only the development of tertiary sector, only the basic services like a post and telegraph, police stations, court, village administrative office, municipal corporations. All these sectors services or the development of the basic services will be achieved only through the importance of tertiary sector. If we are giving importance to the basic services, definitely means that they are giving importance to tertiary sector. If we are giving more importance to basic service, it means the importance of service sector. We are giving importance to tertiary sector. So tertiary sector has great importance. Why? Because these are all basic services. These are basic services: post and telegraph, police stations, court, village administrative office, municipal corporations. These are all basic services. These basic services are very necessary. These are essential services. These are essential services. These are all very essential services. Your base needs these services. So primary sector is very important in the Indian economy. I hope that you understand about the importance of tertiary sector. That is the importance of tertiary sector. Then even defense, transport, banks, defense, transport, bank, all these includes this tertiary sector. These are all tertiary sectors. Defense, transport, bank, all these are in the tertiary sector. These are all very important in the country. These services are very essential. This is required. The government take importance to this defense, transport, banking, then public services like post and telegraph, police stations, court, village administrative office. All these sections are very important. These are importance of tertiary sector. Defense, transport, banks, insurance, insurance. All these sectors comes under the tertiary sector. So we are giving importance to which sector? Tertiary sector. Give importance to this tertiary sector. So it's becoming important. That is becoming important in India. Countries like India. India is giving more importance to this, all these sectors. Government is responsible for provision of these services. Government is giving importance to the responsibility for provision of these services. Development of agriculture, industry leads to the development of services such as transport, trade, storage, etc. Next, we want to know about how the income level of the people will increase. Income level. When you consider about the income level of the people, it definitely, if the income level increase goes up, then the country's economy also goes up. Economy also goes up. A country's economy that will be developed, that will be increased only the income level of the people. Income level of the people. Income level of the people will increase. Income level of the people. All are laughing. You can see all people are laughing. They are very happy. Yes. So, income level of the people that will be increased, then the economic development may achieve in a country. So, the people's income increase, then only the countries and Indian economic sectors, Indian economy will be developed, or the economy will be boosting or developed, only the income level of the people, income level of the people will increase. How to increase the income level of the people? How to increase the income level of the people? Now I am going to explain how to increase the income level of the people. How can we increase? How a government can help to increase? How a government can help to increase the income level of the people? Government can increase income level of the people. Income level of the people. How government can increase the income level of the people? Income level of the people can increase by giving importance to the tertiary sector. One. Second thing is that is the first one. Second thing is that education will be given proper education. Government will give importance to education. If proper education will be given to the peoples, if proper education will be provided to the people, if people are getting proper education, if people they are getting proper education, definitely a country's economic development can happen through the increased income level of the people, through the increase in the income level of the peoples by giving proper education. How education helps them to increase the income level of the peoples? You know that only primary sector, basic knowledge is essential. Basic knowledge to how to cultivate, how to get more crops. So that basic education is it. But to increase the income level of the economic development can be achieved by giving proper education. Proper education means they have to give higher education. Higher education will be rather than basic education. They will give higher education. Higher education will be provided to them. Definitely, they become a resource. They will be in the service sector. They will be in the service sector or tertiary sector. They will be in banking job. They may have there will be lawyers, engineers, doctors, then scientists, then these kinds of administrative officers. So IAS officers, collectors, they will become asset to the nation rather than liability to the nation. If they are getting proper education, they will become asset to the nation rather than liability to the nation. If they become liability to the nation, if they are not getting proper education, liability to the nation, because they don't know the importance of education, because they don't know whether I use alcohol, it will harmful to my health. Even though they know also, they do not give importance to their health. Health is also important. Now I am going to not only education plus health. Health also important. Health also very important. If people want to become a human resource, their health is also depend on their health also depends to increase the economic development of the country. They become human resource. How? Because the proper health, people they should know about the importance of health, and they never use alcohol or cigarette or anything harmful to their health. They give proper exercise and they maintain their health and proper exercise, proper nutritious food. That is also important. Proper nutritious food, proper exercise, proper education. All these things are very essential. These helps them to develop HRD or human resource development. For the human resource development, the education and play an important role. They have to maintain this health and education. Then automatically their health and education that improves. So definitely their income level also increase. How? Because they will get a service sector. They will get a job in the service sector. When they get a service sector job, definitely their income also increase. They will get more money as well as their income level or their economic status also develop. I hope that you understand about the importance of this Indian economy, especially tertiary sector. Especially I am explaining about the tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is important. I hope that you understood about the importance of tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is very valuable and very essential, and the importance almost all the developed countries make importance to tertiary sector. The income level will increase. I already told you income level will increase. People demand more services. That is very important. Even giving importance to tourism, then shopping, hospital, schools, professional training. All these things are very essential. Nowadays we are giving importance to information and technology. Information technology. Development of information technology. Information technology also very important. Now you know very well that now this is the time of this pandemic. This is the time. This is information technology, that also helps for the development of the country. So through information technology, development of information technology here means that tertiary sector, the importance of tertiary sector. Information technology here I mean the importance of tertiary sector. Information technology also can develop. So I hope that you understand about the importance of tertiary. The production of these services has been rising rapidly. This has to be rising rapidly. Nowadays, you know that people they are giving importance to online. Information technology. Without information technology, we cannot do anything now. This is the situation. In this situation, we can't do anything. I cannot teach children directly. I can't teach you. But using this platform, I can teach you. It means that the development of information technology. If the information technology develops, it means that the economic growth can achieve. That is also important. Even the tertiary sector, information technology also play an important role. Then, where are the most people? Where next importance to primary sector? Primary sector also we cannot deny. We can't neglect. We cannot neglect the importance of farmers or peasants. We cannot neglect or we cannot avoid the importance of peasants or farmers. Farmers also play an important role in the society because they produce our consumer goods. It means that food items are produced by the farmers only. Farmers their importance also we cannot neglect. Primary sector also has importance in the economy, but we cannot neglect it. But most of the people they are employed in primary sector. So I am tertiary sector importance I told you now primary sector. Primary sector also has importance because the peasants they produce for your consumption. The food materials that produce for your consumption. Who produce? Farmers produce. They belong to which sector? Primary sector. So primary sector also give importance. Moreover, more than 70%. It means that majority of the population they engage in which sector? Primary sector. They engage in primary sector. In examination, may ask the question: where are most of the people employed in India? Which sector? Primary sector. The primary sector continues to be the largest employer even now. Primary sector is the largest employer. I can say largest employer. What is the difference between employer and employee? Employee workers we can call as employees, but employer giving work. Which sector giving largest in countries like India giving importance to primary sector? That is the largest employer. Means it means that more employment opportunities that are given by primary sector. Which sector? Primary sector is the sector that give more job to the people. More than 70% of the people in India they are engaged in agriculture. So we can say that the largest employer that is the primary sector. Who is the largest employer? That is the primary sector. Primary sector is the largest employer in countries like India. So in examination may ask which sector is the largest employer? Primary sector is the largest employer. Never forget that primary sector is the largest employer. Even now also we can say that primary sector is the largest employer. Next is how to create more employment. Next topic I am going to explain how to create more employment. How to create more job. Here employment here means job. How to create more job in India? That is important. I want to explain about how to create more employment in India. How we can create more employment opportunities in India. Need to provide cheap agricultural credit to the farmers. Even then, if primary sector If they engage in the primary sector, government has to give credit to them. Government has to give credit or loan to farmers. Farmers will give loan or credit to them, so that they will engage in which activity is primary. They will engage in primary activities. Otherwise, what will happen, sir? Primary sector will collapse. Otherwise, what will happen, sir? The primary sector will collapse. In order to avoid this situation, people may suicide. Newspapers, you can see that primary sector, most of the people are engaged in primary sector. So many people, so many farmers, so many agriculturists, they commit suicide because they cannot repay the loan. If government is giving concession to these people, then only these they will not commit to suicide. You know that the farmers, the farming, these people they are engaged in these primary occupations. These people they are giving importance to primary occupations. Which is the most important labor absorbing work, that is the primary occupation. I can say that the largest employer, that is the primary occupations. First one, how to create more employment. First one is government has to give credit and loan to the farmers, so that definitely these farmers can survive. Otherwise, what will happen? They cannot repay the loan. Afterwards, they may commit suicide. So, once again, I want to revise all these lessons we taught in the class. Today, we learned about the sectors of Indian economy. Which are the three sectors? That is primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. First, we discuss about primary sector. Second, secondary sector. Third, tertiary sector. Then we discuss about the GDP. What is GDP? Next we discuss about the topic today. We discuss about the importance of tertiary sector. Now we explain about the importance of primary sector. I hope that you understood about what is the importance of these three sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. What is the importance of GDP? What is the full form of GDP? What is the importance of tertiary sector? What is the importance of primary sector? And what is the importance of secondary sector? So I hope that you understood it very well.